Hello, everybody. You already know what I'm about to say. It's your boy, once again, Sam, aka The Train, Mother, Maine, my valleys and dallies and galleys and. Welcome to the party. Again, I just don't want to run that because of the background noise, but welcome back. Again, if you don't like the intro, I can't help you, and if you do, well, great, because I do. I think this month I stuck to my promise for like the first time ever of a video a month. We got December 11th was the last video, and here we are, January, I think it's the 22nd, with the latest video. So, like I said, I would love to have this run and get all the glory shots, but I just don't like the noise in the background. Got a nice little cold drag going, 10 or 11 cars, all micro trains. I'm gonna do a review on micro trains line cars, MTL, I guess you could say, probably sooner than later. At the same time, I just put up a review on Woodland Scenics trees, so go check that out if you'd like. If you're interested in them or make your own trees or whatever, let me know what you think. I'm going to call this video, Am I Done? ? Reason being is, aside from, I think I have 30 or 40 trees, aside from needing, 100 more, which I'll accumulate slowly. I buy 3 or 4 packs at a time, spend 50 to 75 bucks. And good thing is I can recycle them and reuse them, so I'm spending the money, but they'll be able to last forever. Aside from needing a ton of trees, I don't know if I'm done per se, but I'm as close to done as I've ever been on a layout, or think I will be, maybe, unless I go even more balls to the wall. As you can see, I'm running a nice cold drag on the main, and there's no construction going on anywhere on the layout. The main lines are running smooth. The industries have loads at them. I know I have coil cars parked there. I just threw them in there last night when I was building my cold drag. And the lumber mill, fully operational. Try and get some good shots of that. One thing I do want to do is figure out what to do with these lights. They were good for construction, but now for filming and ops, they get in the way. Well, at least, I guess just this one does. I wonder if I could cut a hole and put it in that corner facing out. I'd have to get the pole in there and the cord goes to the base. Food for thought. But the lumber yard looking pretty swaggy. So yeah, there's no major construction going on. I've done a ton of detail work, tire tracks on the road, the fence, logs, all kinds of stuff. The piers for the legs for the bridge, the abandoned rail line, and the coal over here, and the big parking kind of area. I guess there's really nothing in there. I could buy stuff for that, little trucks and whatnot, but I don't really know what else to do, kind of. I've done a lot. I worked on this layout so fast, it's incredible. I started it after selling my old layout in August. I had the old layout for like a year and a half. Didn't get this far on it, but it was 3 times the size. And now we are at this point, and it's not even been 6 full months yet. So again, all the track is ballasted. All the industries and everything are worked in pretty well. I guess I did not ballast. I have, for the lumber mill branch or siding, I suppose, I have 1 Kato switch to get off the main. And then over here at the mine, I have 2 for the, obviously there's the runaround in there, which definitely is nice for switching out cars over here. I did not ballast any of my 3 Kato switches to get off the mains. If you remember, I used Kato for all the main lines, and then for every industry track and siding, I used Pico switches, Electrofrog, and Atlas Code 80 track. It just gives it that lower profile, makes it look more industry type. Main lines are obviously going to be more well maintained and whatnot. Contrary to what I just said, though, this is, I think I've mentioned in other videos, I wanted it to be a short line railroad that interchanges with, let's say, CSX or Norfolk somewhere, and is a terminating railroad, meaning, it comes from the west side of town wherever, goes to the lumber yard, goes to the mine, and then, whatever 5 miles that way, it dead ends somewhere, and maybe stores cars or something. Who knows, probably back in the day it was a class 1 or class 2 or just a subdivision that's no longer used. So again, there's no real heavy maintenance. But I did not ballast these Kato switches. When I had the Bachmann switches, they were a crap product as it is. But ballasted, I think it looked way better. Even if, I wasn't happy with the product, I think the look was better. These Kato switches and the Kato track, I know it's the standard of the industry for a lot of people, and I posted in some Facebook groups, a lot of people were upset for whatever reason that I shared my opinion. These switches, these are number 4s, and from everything I've read and seen, number 4s are just as bad as Bachmann stuff. I didn't want to go number 6 or number whatever else numbers they offer, I'm not sure. Because these can be made power routing or non-power routing. That was highly important to me in the way I wire and want to run my setup. I ballasted I had to replace that one and the lumberyard lead, because when I ballasted them, the well between the rails and between the ties are so shallow that any normal amount of ballast, even before I glued it down, just completely destroyed the integrity of the switch. Like I said, the Bachmann ties were deeper. You had a better well in between the rails and in between the ties. The ties are really short too. I mean, I know they're not going to come out 7 feet in real life, but just a little bit extra, a little bit deeper. And I did notice the plastic base on Bachmann comes out more broad. This is more steep, so when you ballast it, it's almost, you can kind of see it's pitched pretty hardcore compared to even just like the Atlas runaround track. So bottom line, I know I'm ranting a bit, but I'm not thrilled with the Kato track. Any plastic-based track, I don't care what anybody says, straight track and mainline track, Kato or Bachmann or Tomix or Fleischmann or whatever else I think made it too, it's all the same. It's plastic base. As long as you connect the joiners properly and they're all flush, you're not really going to get much of an improved product. It's all going to run. I don't care what anybody says. I've experimented with all of them. But the switches, again, everyone kept saying number 4s are known to have issues, which is fine. I'm experiencing that now. And I should have gone with number 6s, but there's a reason why I did not. And so I'm going to have to give these number 4s a bad review. I guess everyone else would agree. So other than that, like I said, the track's all ballasted. The scenes are all, kind of complete. I could do, a little bit more over here, little touch-up stuff if you could see. I still have a couple legs and, handrails and staircases, little tiny micro projects that I could do. Same thing over here. I was going to weather up these buildings a little bit more. But I mean, other than that, you've seen the construction. The scenes are, kind of there. The details are kind of there. Another project too. Small, like I said, there's small little stuff to be done. I want to paint the ties on this bridge. I never got around to doing that. And like I said, I need to order slowly but surely a crap load more Woodland Scenics trees. I could add more logs over here. I did consider, so there's this abandoned piece of track right here. The switch was pulled long ago. I did consider getting a new Pico throw for right here. Pico turnout with a nice throw for right here, and actually making this active. I don't even know if I would power it, but just have it be active so I could shove a nice long cut of cars on there. I guess I probably would power it if I'm going to go to all the trouble, which would obviously involve, doing some track work here, throwing in a nice little switch. And it's there. There's enough storage, and I can switch this out pretty nicely. And I'm fouling the main, knowing that it's a short line, so I'm not really worried about that. Goes to the mine, a couple scale miles that way, and then beyond there it's done. So there's not going to be any, so that's eastbound, this is westbound. There's never going to be any traffic coming from eastbound, so I have no problem fouling the main. But it would just be nice, bring in the empties, put them here, blah, 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 just, an idea. But again, the detail, I could light the buildings and light the parking lot, get some trucks and people and all that. Do I want to? I don't know. So like I said, am I done? I mean, you could see the entire run of the layout. So again, a lot of people in the Facebook group asked me, where do the main lines go through the tunnels? So obviously it going westbound comes through here and then just goes back there. I never even glued that track down. There's no point to. Behind the backdrop. And then same thing over here. You go eastbound across Albert Canyon or whatever the heck you want to call it. The lumber yard and back into the mountains through the little tunnel, the height of land, and then continuing eastbound to the mine scene, and then back. You know, like I said, eventually I would say this was like a subdivision that connected somewhere in PA. Then they terminated it, kept it active up to the customers without ripping anything up, in another couple miles of track. They ripped up beyond the end of track, whatever, couple miles that way. And then a short line's come in now and is servicing the coal mine and the lumber yard, and then they probably got some car storage down the line. So if you want a fake nonsense BS story for my railroad, that's what I would say. I never put fascia here in case I expanded it, and because I just didn't yet. So it comes back and then, you know, runs along the back. So in essence, it's point to point looking. I didn't want to have just trains just going in a loop. I mean, it's not realistic. So obviously it is a big loop, but you know, once it runs its course, it's more point to point. I've had people say, well, you're losing so much of your run. I'm like, yeah, but it comes one way and goes towards going and then continues on its journey. You don't just go rail fan at a, you know, big junction and watch trains go in circles. So I know I'm jumping around a bit, but like I said, am I done? I kind of feel like I am. I haven't actually put in any work on the layout since Christmas. I did have COVID, very, very bad in between there, which definitely would have helped being at home for 2 weeks like I was, but I was in bed, so I couldn't really do much. Project-wise, there's all that little stuff, but it's noon on a Sunday right now. If I wanted to paint those ties and then do all the other stuff I was talking about, besides putting in that switch, I could get all that done today. As you can see, even my, you know, they used to store my trains, but now it's kind of been a workbench area while I was building this. I'll probably put all my trains back out here now, but there's no workbench stuff anywhere. There's not a tool out here. There's not glue or scissors or an X-Acto knife. There's nothing. So, am I done? I don't know. You tell me. Everyone's gonna say I could do more. I know I can, but to what end? To what angle? I don't know. To be honest with you, I have considered selling this layout and starting fresh again. I know that sounds ridiculous to a lot of you, but on the note that I built this layout now knowing I can take it apart. Again, the old layout had go watch the old videos, the old layout had the legs and the tables. It was like 9 different pieces. It was very hard to take apart when I did go to sell it. And the integrity of it wasn't built to be pulled apart. This, I know I can. I take off the curved fascia and in the back, and then those tables come apart right there in 2 8-foot sections. So now knowing that I can build it with this construction in mind, and that I neglected to use all this extra space. I mean, I could have come out another couple feet there, had the exact same thing, and had it come all the way out to here. Part of me wants to do that, knowing that I can actually build the exact same style layout, just bigger, and build it to be able to take with me when we do move. Because no matter what, right now when we move, I'm taking this layout apart and probably going to sell it. This is not my forever layout. I've made that clear. This was just, you know, hone my skills on a small layout until we decided to move. And we've been looking at houses. We went last week, wasn't the right place, but so I'm gonna kind of leave it off at that, I guess. This video kind of had no point, I suppose, but give me your opinion. Where do you think I stand? Or give me those ideas. What should I do next? More. It's up to you. Tips and tricks, Tony Hawk style. You know where to leave them. Join my group, Global HON Scale Pinata Scale Modelers. It's like the longest train group name on Facebook. Just start with Global Train something or other Model Railroad. You'll find it. Let me know your opinion on Kato track versus Bachmann track. I feel bad, kind of. I posted a lot in the groups. I posted in a lot of the groups that I'm in just to get opinions, and some people agreed, some were open-minded. A lot of people just got mad or like said I wasn't specific enough, or that I was talking out of my butt ass, my ass butt ass. I don't really know. So yeah, I'll try to be back next month again, per usual. I think I'll do that Micro Trains car reviews here in a little bit, and then I'm going to probably do just like a run-by video, get trains going and all the hot spots and nice scenes on the layout. Just make like a little edit of runtime, maybe switch out the industries. That actually is a good idea. I'll probably do that next. So I hope everyone's doing well. If you have a channel you want me to sub to or watch your videos, comment or join the Facebook group and let me know. I'm the admin, so shoot me a message or post in the group. You all are welcome. Tips and tricks, Tony Hawk style. If you like something, don't like something, have an idea, suggestion, I'm open to criticism, obviously. And kind of let me know what's going on. So I hope everyone is safe and healthy, and the train main. Peace.